Bit of a weird game. India adjusted their approach at the top of the order. Sharma and Dhawan came hard, which they haven't done yet. But then Kohli was done, Sharma was done, Dhawan was done. They were all done by the spin boys, Rashid and Ali. Brought it back really nicely. And then we saw a masterclass from probably India's shining light of the entire series, the entire tour, Rishabh Pant. How good has he been?
Oh yeah, he is ridiculous, isn't he? He's just, whatever the format he plays in, he just seems, it's not kind of the, a lot of them come on the scene and they kind of just seem to go out, try and hit a ball and go, 30 odd, that'll do. But he seems to genuinely have kind of game plans, and like that shot that he picked up off his leg, I can't think of many players that can kind of execute that. He's so good to watch.
Yeah, he's box office. The one you're talking about, the one where he just doesn't move his feet at all, and it's all just wrist like a shovel down behind square, and then he plays the scoop by pretty much not moving as well a couple of balls later. Hardik Pandya rediscovered some hitting form as well. Those two are pretty brutal. In a bit of a tricky period for India when they lost a couple of wickets. I thought England, like we said right at the start, looked a bit toothless in terms of their bowling. It sort of fell towards the end of innings to a Mark Wood who looked like he was going to spew any minute. Was the only guy who could really regain any control for us.
Yeah, he bowled kind of pretty well, all things considered. It's kind of what you want from him coming back at the end if kind of the tail enders are on. Just target the stumps quickly and watch them fall. But yeah, I think that is like we said, the worrying thing, that kind of outside of Wood, Archer and Wokes, obviously you got Ben Stokes bowling maybe 4 or 5 overs, but you're just not really sure where that kind of extra seamer's coming from. And I think it makes you appreciate Liam Plunkett that much more, that kind of we're celebrating 0 for 40 from Ali in the middle overs, whereas the amount of times Plunkett picked up 2 or 3 for 40 off 10. Like, I really do think we are going to miss him more than we think over the next kind of 2 or 3 year cycle until the next World Cup.
Yeah, well, someone who did a similar job to what Liam Plunkett did for England was Shardul Thakur for India, and he got 4 wickets. I'm not quite sure whether he deserved 4 wickets with the balls he bowled, but he did. He got 4 for 67. I think he was a leading wicket taker across the ODIs and the T20s. I'm pretty sure he'll still be first to go when Shami and Bumrah come back. Well, Natarajan will go as well, but it was an odd one. I wasn't that impressed by him, but he picks up big wickets. There was a list on Twitter earlier of all the people he's dismissed in these series, and they are big players.
Yeah, just anyone that's played like village cricket will tell you, like the average shit balls that you kind of, your eyes light up and make you swing for it. They're the ones that seem to pick up wickets, and I think what did he go for, about 70 odd runs in his 10. But again, it's like Rashid, like a little bit expensive, but if you're picking up the wickets, no matter how you're picking them up, then you do your job, I guess.
Yeah, the best method on a flat track is taking wickets. There's no point even really trying to contain the runs. If you can take 4 wickets, then you're a gun, aren't you? Bhuvaneshwar Kumar did everything that we knew he was capable of. He ran through the top order this time, took the wickets of Roy and Bairstow, which really stunted England's progression. Stokes was looking great until he chipped one down Dhawan's throat at square leg. That was sort of I might turn the TV off at this point moment for me. I was like, well, I can't really be bothered. Just a disappointing way to go. Milan was composed for his 50s. There could be a place for him in this side if Joe Root was terrible, but he isn't, so there won't be. Just Butler, again, we said, was a little bit worrying. Then we've already spoken about Livingston. Ali and Curran put a decent partnership together. And then this is where the game sort of turned. It was, I guess it was like, 30 overs gone maybe? I've got the scorecard here. 30.3 overs when Moeen Ali was out, 200 for 7, 130 needed. And that's when it just sort of became the Sam Curran show. And for a lad of 22 to show that maturity, it was pretty astonishing. That was comfortably his highest ODI score ever, and I think nearly his highest professional score.
Yeah, he's one of them that just seems to frustrate you, like Sam Curran. He's got that kind of ability in him. You're not quite sure if he's going to be a genuine finisher as of yet, but he just seems to kind of be a bits and pieces player at the minute. He's not really, up until today, he's not really contributed much, but yeah, he just shows them flashes where you think, yeah, maybe, and then there's back to a couple of games of kind of not having to use the bat. Obviously, it's a case of having such a good top order, but yeah, I'm still not sure where I stand on whether he makes our best ODI 11 or whether kind of once Wokes comes back, Moeen moves. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure where to go. Obviously, it was a great knock. You can't take that away from him. But yeah, as for, I don't think we learned anything that we didn't know.
Yeah, gutting for him not to be able to get his turn and take us over the line. India tried their best to give it to us. There was some shocking fielding. It was sort of like watching a uni side, in particular ours, a village side. Hardik Pandya couldn't pick a ball up out of the sky at all. Who was it? Was it Thakur who dropped a stinker as well? There was just catches going down all over the place. Mark Wood got run out, reminiscent of the World Cup final. It was just all going on, and yeah, I guess in the end, India probably deserved to win the series, even though they were pretty shambolic for some periods of it. I think they just edged us through the series. So that means they take the ODI and the T20s and the tests. England 3-0 whitewashed across all three. But I wouldn't say it's not the end of the world for us. I mean, we're gearing up, aren't we, really, for a decent summer and then a mega sort of back end of the year with the T20 World Cup and the Ashes. I think that's where the priorities still lie for us, and it's not the end of the world if we have been beaten in this manner by India.